Emasculation in today's society is a reoccurring thing that a lot of men experience on different levels. Be it through social media, through relationships, through family, through friends, etc. Now, being emasculated as a man is you not holding your masculine frame up enough where you actually cannot be emasculated. Yes, that is possible. If you have ever felt emasculated, or perhaps you do on a daily basis, it's because your masculinity is becoming weakened by over-identifying yourself to what another person wants you to be, experience, etc., causing a weakness in a man, leaky energy in a man. And why is this dangerous? It's dangerous because the more men are emasculated, the more weakened they become in holding up the stature of what it means to be a man. And being a man in today's society, it looks rough, okay? It looks rough out there in a lot of different areas. And for the men who are watching this video, women do tend to find themselves having power when they know that the target of the conflict is towards your masculinity. Now, emasculating a man is the destruction of a man, slowly, with time, allowing another person to shape you into what they want you to be, or what they are seeing faults in you for. Maybe it's actually for a reason. Maybe you're being tested by a woman because you are not holding your stature. This is really important because a man needs to be in his masculinity in order for him never to be emasculated. Emasculation is your allowance of disrespect. Emasculation is your allowance of ignorance. And that is not okay. And this will never create healthy relationships in the future when you allow it, especially from your partner, especially from the people in your life. And there's different examples of it. A lot of women test men in the beginning stages or even just throughout a relationship to see where a man is at mentally, emotionally, spiritually, how invested he is in the relationship. And a lot of the times women want a man to fragment himself in halves to appease her in her emotional states or in soothing her life, etc. And a man still needing to be on top of his shit, on top of his game, on top of his purpose. And it's a very tough pill to swallow for women, that the realization of if a man is ever putting you as his number one priority, good luck. Because a man who is actually willing to put a woman before him is lacking serious structure in his life. Structure in a way that will actually provide containment for a woman by him actually allowing himself to have his self-frame intact in order to move forward in a way that will benefit not only himself, because that is very important, but simultaneously the woman. Because the woman is seeing the very masculine attributes that have been lost in today's society by our men, by not feeling worthy enough of being who they are, by having a say, by having a voice. And that's why this topic is very important, because I see it happening on a large scale that perhaps isn't even just in your relationship. We're tearing down men on the daily. We're creating feminine men in our society today. And the more men become overly feminine, the more we are able to be controlled as a society. Men are the warriors, okay? And this energetic inside of your body can be fine-tuned, can be tapped into by not allowing disrespect in your life and by saying it and calling it out when it happens. And yes, this can be very uncomfortable for the women in your life who continuously has made it a part of maybe her habit to emasculate you when there's conflict or when she's not getting things her way. Like I said, prime ammo is to target a man's masculinity. breaking it down and down and down for him to be easily manipulated by a woman. Now women want this, but that's not what they are wanting. Yes, women will put up multiple tests in men to see, crossing his boundaries, does he say anything to me when I do that? If I manipulate him to get what I want, does he catch on to it right away? When I have an emotional reaction to something that is out of his control, does he jump into my emotions with me to soothe me? Or does he allow me to see a mirror of myself by him obtaining his boundaries, his self-respect, his self-worth? And this is really important for men to have, is self-assurance in who he is. To be identified within yourself and not within a version or a character a woman wants you to portray, society wants you to portray, or maybe even your family members. It doesn't matter. I want to make it really clear in this video that being emasculated is you allowing that to happen in your life. It saddens me today that we need to have conversations like this. Now, I'm happy to have these conversations because I know how important it is. Does it sadden me that men's abuse goes unnoticed in our society today? And if it is talked about, we somehow manipulate it in order to appease the woman's side, always in the court systems, family, households, just society, workplace, etc. And this is a topic that needs our attention. Do you guys notice how there's 0 new Disney movies coming out of showing our young men what it means to be masculine? A healthy masculine role model that kids can grow up to see, both men and women, there's 0 of that. And that is dangerous. And that is evidence of what we are doing and how we are programming our children. So for the men watching today's video, we really need to work on your self-concept. A self-concept and embodying a man, first and foremost, who is okay with himself, regardless if a woman comes or goes. Having a level of self-respect that knowing when you have been disrespected, it will never go unnoticed. Because these things that go unnoticed because you're too scared to speak up to a woman when she crosses a boundary or a line, you're allowing manipulation in your life. You're allowing yourself to take the back seat and allowing a woman, society to control your life and how you are perceived. It is a huge red flag if a woman constantly emasculates you. It's a red flag in yourself, actually. So if you have felt this way before, and maybe it's a constant pattern that you've been attracting is women who constantly emasculate you, please look into that and ask yourself, do I respect myself? Do I feel comfortable in being masculine? Do I have something that is beyond me and my limitations? Success to work towards, purpose to work towards. Self-mastery to embody and to constantly implement into your daily routine. And self-mastery, and this is the beginning of your self-mastery perhaps, is realizing the emasculation that's occurring on a daily basis in a grand scheme in your life, in other men's lives, and not allowing it anymore. By actually maybe writing down boundaries that you have, that you need in order to protect yourself. It's also very important for men to hold themselves in a manner that they want to be perceived in. If you are perceiving yourself as weak, perceiving yourself as not worthy in this life of particular women, or you're used to not having standards for women to live up to, you're easily persuaded by sexual energy from a woman, and you fall into the promiscuous traps women put on men's trail, we got work to do. Women can manipulate men more so easily than ever in today's society. because of what's happening in our culture as a whole. We are watching men slowly deteriorate themselves in order to appease the masculine women. The masculine women who crave femininity, crave it. They just have no idea where to begin. So it's very easy for them to see maybe feminine traits in men that they have maybe programmed into their men, because when they do be masculine, it scares them because they're used to being that way. So it also makes their femininity scared as hell too. And we're working with different polarities here. And we need to rebalance them by allowing men to have a voice, having standards, having boundaries. And men, the job is yours. You actually need to implement it into your life. You need to implement having a strong voice, having character, having values, having standards, because you are worthy of it. And please practice when you get disrespected, when someone crosses the line, stating it in a way that is firm, that can be heard, and that allows the other person to even see within your stature a boundary, that you will not be messed with that way again. And if so, there will be implications in the following ways. Whether that woman leaves your life, whether friends have to exit your life. If someone is used to crossing you again and again, and you having zero backbone about it, these people will be shocked by you actually standing up for yourself. And then they'll label that as toxic masculinity. And this is why this is so important. Because the more you actually accept behavior from other people that is destructing your masculinity, it's important to notice it and to rewrite your own narrative of what it means to be a man to you, and to hold it in high regard. And it will be felt by a woman. And the more you do this, women will respect you. Women respect men with a voice, with a backbone. Although she may have reactions to it, trust me, sometimes with my relationship, I have a man with very healthy boundaries. Can it still disturb me? Yes, because as a woman, we want our partner to appease sometimes our unhealthy habits. So having a man with a strong sense, by having a man with a strong sense of self, it allows me to heal the parts of myself that are so easily inflamed by masculinity. And it's showing me how much respect I actually have for my partner, being able to stand true to his standards, his voice, his boundaries, and allowing myself to do the same. It's what it's about, you guys. So do not settle for toxicity. Let it be known to the other person in a calm way. This can all be done in a very calm, centered, stern, having integrity within your words. And with that, it will be felt on all levels, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. So please, work on stating what is true to you, and what is true to you will always serve the other people around you. I hope you guys can integrate some of these things I have said and to use it for your betterment, because you guys are deserving of being who you are. And before I end today's video, I want you guys to know I do offer one-on-one coaching specifically for men in order to gain a woman's perspective and also to implement healthy habits into your routine, and having a person you can talk to in a safe environment that allows room for your growth, your success, and to have someone to keep you accountable, because it's really important. So if you guys are interested, my email is down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.